You're listening to American Latino Radio. Are you in love or love lost? Are you wondering how to meet the one who's right for you? Or tired of the whole dating scene? Are you newly single or newly married? Whoever you are, you will love Sujeiry. Now here she is, author, speaker, television personality, and our very own LoveSujeiry.
Happy Friday, everybody. TGIF. Viernes is the best day of the week, and I don't know why. I think it's because, well, I know why. It's because Saturday we can sleep in, and who doesn't love to sleep in? I'm a big sleepyhead, and people always make fun of me because I sleep in so much. And I've talked about this, how I lied about how much I sleep because I felt ashamed, and that really messed with my confidence. And people were basically saying to me, you don't sleep, like you sleep too much. And because you sleep too much, you're not working hard enough. And because you're not working hard enough, then you're lazy. So it messed with my confidence to the point where I had to lie about how much I slept. And speaking of confidence, today we have an amazing show. We are talking about two topics that are close to my heart. We're talking about curvy women and self-image. And you know what? Men love curvy women, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And also, we're going to talk about the first Latino dating app. Our guests today are Jessica Medina. Jessica Medina is the CEO of Loving Curves Collective. She is also, reporter. She's pretty much written for everything. She worked for Latin Times. She has her own website where she reports anything on entertainment, especially with the Latino culture and niche. And then we also have later on coming on Sonia Krasman, and she's the CEO of Crush Mobile, and she's the co-founder of Me Crush app, which is the first dating app for Latinos. So I'm super excited to talk about it all with them coming very soon. But speaking of confidence, I actually did want to talk about confidence because as confident as I am now, that wasn't always the case, mi gente. It definitely wasn't always the case. I have talked about how I hated my size, and I thought that I was too skinny as a Latina. I wanted curves. I wanted a big booty. I wanted big boobs. I wanted hips, like childbearing hips. And that didn't happen until later in life. And even still at 37, I'm pretty small framed. I'm a petite girl. And it's funny because so many American women want to be petite. So many, they're like all about the bobblehead, right? They want to have the little head, the big head with like the little small frame. And all Latinas just want to have the big caboose with a small head. And for a really long time, I hated how small I was. I went to a nutritionist in high school, as I spoke about before, to gain weight. My family used to make fun of me because I was too skinny. I would go to Dominican Republic and everybody told me that I was too skinny and that I need to fatten me up. My mother tried to feed me mango, rice and beans, everything under the plate. She would give me remedios to fatten me up. And I'm like, lady, Mom, this is just my size. And I had to accept myself as I was. It was very hard for me to accept myself as I was because in the Latino culture, being voluptuous is celebrated and being a skinny mini is like, tú estás enferma. Like you are anorexic, even though I wasn't anorexic. So listen, we are also taking calls. We are always taking calls here on LoveSujeiry. The number here is 888-411-7242. That is 888-411-7242. And I just want to talk about a little bit about the how important it is to accept yourself because, as I said, I was not accepting myself. There was even a point in high school where I'm very happy now, but I was so sad about my image to the point where I didn't feel attractive. I didn't want to date. I was a late bloomer because I was really insecure. And I remember I've always been a writer. I used to write in my journal and I would talk about how I hated the way I looked, how I hated how skinny I was. I used to have glasses and contacts. Thank the Lord for those. I used to have braces. Freshman year in high school, I had braces because I had a tiny little overbite. And my mother was like, let's fix it before you look like, I don't even know, una de la vecina that had like a big teeth and then I was going to look terrible. So yes, accepting myself was super, super difficult when I was younger. It has been a journey. But I am at a place now where as skinny as I am and I might not have the curves that I wish I had, but I really do accept myself. And I feel like I am confident now as a woman. And it's super important to be confident as a woman when you are attracting love. Yes, it all goes back to love. Self-love equals real love. And if you do not feel like you are lovable and you do not feel like you are hot, like you don't even have to be the hottest girl. But if you think you're the hottest girl, everyone will think you're the hottest girl. And like the perfect example of that is this. Have you ever walked down the street and you see a girl that's not that pretty? In your mind, you're like, she's okay. Her body's okay. And you feel like you work out all the time and you look better than her. And then she is walking down the street with the flyest guy that you have ever seen. He looks like he should be on the cover of GQ magazine. And you're like, but why is he with her? And women do this all the time. And men do this too. Men will look at a girl at a club or at a lounge and see this girl that she is beautiful. And the guy is like, I am an attractive guy. I am a go-getter. I have a good job. I have my stuff together. I have a good credit. And then he's with the girls with the bum. The girls with like the low life. Why? Because he has confidence. Why is that man with that girl that's so-so in your eyes? Because she has confidence. And that's the thing. When it comes to confidence, it's just what people want. People, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yes, los gustos se hicieron para los colores. But when it comes to confidence, confidence is sexy. Okay? And this isn't just something, I remember an episode of Sex and the City. If you all know Sex and the City, it's basically one of my favorite shows. And it's still, I watch every rerun on TBS. I am still addicted to Carrie Bradshaw and her girls. And I remember an episode of Sex and the City where Miranda got hit on by like one of the hottest guys. And Miranda was the lawyer with the red hair. She was unconventionally pretty. You know, she was super skinny and she just didn't seem to have the sex appeal and ooze sex like Samantha Jones. And Samantha Jones, as we all know in Sex and the City, was pretty much the hot tamale, the spicy Latina. If she would have been, she should have been cast Latina because she was so hot. She was a free spirit. She loved sex and she oozed sex. Miranda, not so much. So I remember an episode of Sex and the City when this guy it was like a cop and he was beautiful. And she was like, why is he choosing me? And he thought that she was intelligent and he thought that she was beautiful because she was confident. And that's the thing. He said, I remember that, you know, confidence really came down, like his attraction for her came down to her accolades and how good she was at her job and how she knew her stuff. And she didn't feel like she had to like dumb things down because she was a woman. So women out there, confidence is key to attract a good man, not just any man, because we could attract men just by walking on the street. But you want to attract a good man by being confident. And men prefer women who are confident. And it's for many reasons. I mean, honestly, who wants to be with someone who is not confident? If you are with someone that's not confident, that means you always have to reassure them. That is a job. It's a full-time job to reassure somebody. To say, hey, baby, no, you're beautiful. Are you sure? No, but you're beautiful. But do you think, are you sure? I don't know. I don't think that I'm very, I don't know. I think I look this and I'm fat and I this. No, but you're beautiful. To constantly have to tell someone that they're amazing is exhausting. That's a job. We don't need any more jobs. We have enough. We work enough in America. And just confidence is key for everything. It allows us to flirt in a way that pulls the attention. It allows us to communicate in a way that's not extra, but it's self-assured. You know, a smile, a flirt, you make eye contact, you speak with warmth and directness. That's what happens when you are confident. And that's what men and women look for in a mate. So why am I talking about confidence? Because, listen, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of the times people think that to be confident, you need to be thin. That is not so. Apparently, and there was actually a study that said that men are hardwired to prefer curvy women. Hot damn. Men want curvier women, and it's just it's evolution. It's like animal instinct to want women with the big caboose. And there was a study in the University of Texas that said that men are interested in women that have like a pronounced back to curve, like back to booty ratio. Yes, it's a 45.5 degree of back to booty ratio. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that if you have that ratio, you have the childbearing hips and you can you can procreate, and it shows that you are a healthy, robust woman, and you can carry a child to into the world, and it'll be a healthy child because you got the chichos to do it. I don't know. So it has to do with spinal structure. It has to do with just like really looking like a woman who can go into labor and work it out and not scream like, God, I'm so afraid of that. Because if that's the case, then I'm in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. I am a itty bitty. And if it's about spinal, if I have to have a specific spine to booty ratio to give birth, then I'm in trouble, because I don't think I'm 45.5, people. Maybe like 25.5. So yes, curvy is sexy. And we're actually going to talk about curvy women and self-image and just everything having to do with accepting your curves and how that relates to embracing your sexuality and being open to love. Because there's a lot of women who feel like being curvy isn't good enough. And then that, of course, reflects on their love life. Their image, your image is everything, and it really connects to self-love and how you're presenting yourself to the world. And how you present yourself to the world, we think about the law of attraction, which means what you think of yourself is how people perceive you, then it always relates and goes back to self-love and relationships. If you do not love yourself, as RuPaul says, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen? Amen. I do love that show. RuPaul Drag Race is amazing because they do love themselves. They're in drag. That's hard work. I see that show and they put their full face. They put more makeup than I do on a regular basis, and they tuck and they do all the things that I don't even on a daily basis that I don't have the energy to do and I don't want to do, but they do it because they love who they are and they're going to put in that work. So today we are talking with Jessica Medina. Jessica Medina is the CEO of Loving Curves Collective. She does many, many things. She's also a reporter. She's worked for Latin Times. She has her own website. I mean, she's the CEO and founder of Loving Curves Collective, and there are other people on her team as well. But Jessica, what do you think about curvy women?
I think curvy women are beautiful.
Why are they so beautiful?
Well, I think actually every woman is beautiful. It's more about, like you said, loving yourself and accepting yourself and embracing those curves. You know, I recently interviewed actually Monique, and she said...
Monique? Oh, she's a proud curvy woman.
Yes, and she said, honey, curves have always been in. It's all about taking care of your curves. And when she said that, it was like I got goosebumps. And I was like, you know, you're right. And that's exactly what we need to transmit to all those women who feel that insecurity.
But I think the thing is that a lot of people think about curves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a... how can I put this lightly and gently? I'm going to keep it real. There are some women who say they're curvy, but they're actually overweight.
Yes, you're correct.
So I think that the curvy woman image has been like blurred. The line is blurred between what is curvy, which to me, curvy means voluptuous. It means being a Latina with some booty and an hourglass figure. But, you know, it doesn't mean that you don't have love handles, because I'm skinny and I still have something you can pinch, right? But it means still being healthy. And I think that I know a lot of women who consider themselves curvy who are, you know, if you get on the scale and they go to a doctor, they're like, you need to lose weight. Mm-hmm. And it's not because of your curves, it's because you're overweight.
Exactly. There is a very big difference between being curvy and also being plus size. There's a lot of people that confuse those two.
Right.
And I always say we don't advocate or support obesity in any way.
Right.
You know, it's about having a healthy lifestyle, but there's just some women who are naturally curvy, who are born curvy, and they exercise regularly, they diet, they eat the right things and consume a lot of water, but that's just their body type.
They're big boned.
Yes.
I'm extra small frames. I don't know. I might be like baby frame. I don't even know, because my wrists are so small. But my sister is someone who, whenever I think of a curvy woman, I think of my sister. And there's a lot of people who say they're curvy. And I'm like, no. You're not curvy. You're overweight. Mm-hmm. Because my sister has always, even when she was in high school, she looked like a Coca-Cola, like una botella de Coca-Cola, like they say, right? Like it was like boobs, hips, a booty, small, really little tiny waist. And yes, right now she's not curvy and she admits it. Like, I'm overweight. because she has gained the weight, you know, so she's in an unhealthy weight. But even when she slims down, like you said, she has that hourglass figure and it's super voluptuous. And I love it. And I always wish I had it.
And then there's always also the people who are the petite frame like yourself. And then after they have children and they conceive, then they become what is called the curvy woman. And they don't lose that shape. There's women that their body changes drastically after having children.
From your mouth to God's ears, because I honestly, I'm like, Dave, can we pop up a child so I can get some more booty and more boobs? I mean, listen, I'm small and I have curves where I have to, like, yo no soy una plancha tampoco, but, you know, regardless, I'm like, child, I will give birth to you just so you can give me more hips and more breasts. Because I do admire a curvy woman. Listen, if you are just tuning in, we are talking about curvy women, self-image, and relationships. And listen, are you a man that loves a curvy woman? Do you date curvy women? I would like to know, and I want to know why. The number here is 888-411-7242. That is 888-411-7242. We're speaking with Jessica Medina, CEO of Loving Curves Collective. And I want to know what you have to say about curvy women and relationships. If you are a curvy woman, do you love yourself? Are you doubting your body? And do you think you're curvy, or are you really not curvy and maybe a little bit overweight? Because like I said, I know some women who, they like to draw the line. What's the difference between curvy and plus size, actually?
Well, plus size, they're usually sizes 14 and up.
Okay. So it's just a number? It's because of the number.
It's mostly a number. And also their body shape is completely different from a curvy woman. Like, their curves are pretty much everywhere. Whereas
everywhere.
A curvy woman is more fit looking in a way, even though they might have the little love handles here and there.
Okay, well, I learned something new today. I thought curvy and plus size were the same thing, but I can see how a plus size can be Lane Bryant, right?
It's more like a pear shape.
And a curvy is a Dominican woman walking in Washington Heights. Yeah. And Washington Heights, if nobody knows, is uptown in New York City, very Dominican, very Latino, very Caribbean, which means curves, curves, curves for days. So as I said, you can give us a call. The number here is 888-411-7242. We are talking curvy women, relationships, self-image. If you have a question, give us a call. If you are a curvy woman, give us a call. If you date curvy women, give us a call. Just don't be shy. I am Sujeiry. You're listening to LoveSujeiry on American Latino Radio. And listen, I am here. Pick up the phone. We will be back right after the break.
We'll be right back with more LoveSujeiry, and you can come back with her. Call now, 888-411-7242. That number coast to coast, 888-411-7242.
We're back, and I'm excited to hear that we have a caller on the line. Eric from Pennsylvania has a comment. Welcome to the show, Eric. What is your comment?
Well, first of all, Sujeiry, I would like to say I'm a big fan of the show.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
Well, I really hope that you stay on the air a long time, because you bring up so many things that are relevant to Latinos, Latinas. So I wish you luck, and just keep doing what you're doing, girl.
Thank you so much. Listen, I'm gonna go home and cry on my pillow, because I'm a big sap. You would not think so when you see me, but I'm like the biggest crybaby in the world. So what do you have to say about curvy women and self-image? What's your thought?
Okay, well, I completely understand what you're talking about as far as there's a difference between the plus size and curves. I completely get that, but I want to take it a step further as far as plus size women or full figure women, what have you. It's also good to understand and for them to feel good about themselves, but they also have to dress in a tasteful way. Because I'm originally from New York City, and I know how Washington Heights.
You knew the reference.
Brooklyn, where everything's just hanging all over the place. And it's like these are beautiful Latinas. They carry themselves in a nice way, but it's also the wardrobe has to match who they are and what they're trying to put out there as well.
Listen, I completely agree, because as a part of the itty titty bitty committee, I know that certain things don't work well with my body frame, and I agree. Being from Washington Heights, now residing in the suburbs of Long Island, where I do not see the jarring fashion that I saw in Washington Heights. In Washington Heights, women are beautiful, but they do not dress like a lot of Latina women who are curvy and plus size. They dress like they're like 105 pounds, and that is not what the move. It's not, especially in the summertime. It's getting hot, so I'm afraid of going uptown now.
Exactly, and it's like they think that for some reason actually looks cute or what have you, but. And I'm not specifying as far as age as well, because you have some some of the women that are young dressing like that. Some of the ones that are like 35, 40, 45 plus, and it's like at that age you really have to try to step away from that because it's just too much.
I completely agree with you.
So I actually love my Latina. I love everything about them, but they have to try to fix that because it's like after a certain point it just becomes too much and it kind of tells something about them. So.
I know. We get a little overly passionate about things, including our wardrobe, and we still think we got to be caliente even though we're like not the size we should be and definitely not the age. Like, I'm glad that my mom's 60-something and she dresses like a 60-something-year-old. But I've seen 60-something-year-olds dressing like they're 30 and it scares me. So thank you so much for calling. Thanks so much for the support and for listening. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. What do you say about that, Jessica?
Well, actually,
tips on how women can dress better that are covered because, listen, you're from Washington Heights,
yes,
right?
Yes.
You know how it is.
And you know something? This is part of what we do in Loving Curves Collective. We have stylists that work with us, and we teach women how to dress because the thing is not so much your shape. Maybe you're wearing the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. And the thing with curvy women, especially the ones that don't really love themselves that much or have low self-esteem, they feel that they have to let everything out, show everything they have in order to look good and sexy. And it's the complete opposite.
I agree with that because I feel like just women in general, not just curvy women, we think that we have to show skin more and more and more, the shorter the top, the crop top, the booty shorts, the higher the rise. Mm-hmm. Like, it's to attract attention oftentimes from men because you want to feel confident. Because as much as women love themselves and dress for themselves, women, we dress for men as well.
Absolutely.
You know, and I have a boyfriend and I dress, and you are married, and I dress for myself. But like I take note when he likes something and likes a style more than another style, and I dress more the style that he likes because I obviously want my man to love what I'm wearing and to find me as attractive as he possibly can find me. So I really do see that a lot of women who are curvy, especially in certain neighborhoods and urban neighborhoods, they go overboard with like the tight stuff and like the overflowing everything because they want the attraction from the man. And a lot of it does stem from the insecurity because they feel like that's the only way they can get the attraction from the man because they are plus size curvy. Yeah,
absolutely. And it has a lot to do with their self-esteem. They feel like if they don't show that they're not sexy and they're not beautiful, and they need to realize that they are sexy and they're beautiful, but there's a difference between being classy and being trashy.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm classy and trashy sometimes at the same time. It depends on the day. Today I'm classy, but a couple of days ago I was a little trashy.
No, and there's many ways of embracing your curves without having to let everything out.
So what are some tips? Like, what are some, like, from loving your curves, what are some things that, like, women can wear? Like, what type of style should they be wearing if you're curvy?
Print. Print is very good because not only is it in style, but it also enhances your curves. And it might hide the little love handles that you don't want to show. I would stay away. Especially in the summer, from the little poom shorts. From the very tight spandex that might not be
I don't even wear spandex because that's not no camel toe. I'm not trying.
Exactly. And it's all about the image that we're presenting. We want to attract the right man.
Exactly. And
that's something that a lot of women tend to forget.
And the spandex is attracting the guy that's looking at your camel toe.
Exactly.
And like, listen, there's men that will look at it if it's there, but some men will glare and go for you just because of the camel toe. You don't want that guy. You want the one that's going to look at you past your camel toe.
Exactly. That they see besides that, they see the beauty in you.
Right.
Other beauty that has nothing to do with
your shape.
Exactly.
Right. Well, what about black? Because usually a lot of curvy women tend to wear black because they think it's like the most flattering thing to wear.
Well, let me tell you, I'm a black lover.
You're a black lover?
Yes, I love black.
I took it as something else.
I love black. I think black is a very safe color for all women.
Yeah.
But especially when you're curvy, black is a very great color to wear. Just because if you have that little insecurity about your love handles, that easily gets diminished just by wearing a cute black dress. Every woman should have a cute black dress.
That's true. Every woman has a little black dress. It's perfect for a date night too because you can go from like daytime work to putting on some pumps and like dressing it up and putting some jewelry and making it sexy.
And now even lace is in style. You wear a nice lacy dress. It doesn't have to be just plain black. You could find different ways of styling yourself that will make it look nice and accentuate your curves.
So white, no white, because people are always like, you're curvy. Listen, sometimes I stay away from white because it makes me look super wide, but I love wearing white.
Yeah, I think.
So is there any way that a curvy woman could wear white and not look, I guess, I mean, I don't know, because it's hard. Because, like, I feel like you should want to embrace your body and not hide it.
You're right. I think white looks good if you mix and match with other colors. You don't want to be all plain white. Me personally, I don't think it's very appealing. But if you wear a neon shirt or an orange shirt with a white skirt, midi skirt, long skirt to your knees.
I was like, because there's a difference, because there's white mini and there's the midi. The midi, I feel like it's almost like the pencil skirt.
Absolutely.
It elongates you.
Exactly.
Right. And like, listen, I'm not a fashionista. I pretend that I am. If you see my Instagram, I LoveSujeiry, you see all my outfit of the days, hashtag selfies, and I think I'm hot. So
you are hot, girl.
Oh, thanks. But I think I'm like, I know fashion. I don't. I pretend to. Okay, so I actually wanted to ask you about Loving Curves Collective. What is Loving Curves Collective? What made you like take on this venture? Because you are an entertainment reporter. This is not entertainment reporting.
No. Well, what the idea sparked in my head when I noticed the difficulties that you can endure being curvy. Why? I was never curvy before I had my children. So my curves are different. My curves happen after I had my first child. And I noticed, hey, I can't wear the cute, trendy stuff that I could wear before. I go into stores, I can't find it. If I find it, it's either plus size or it's either petite. So what happened to the woman in between?
Right. That's good, yeah.
At the moment, I couldn't design clothes. That cost a lot of money. So I didn't have the revenue to do that. But I said, I have to create a voice, create a positive platform to raise awareness that curvy women are also beautiful and that they need to embrace their curves. And as long as they're healthy and they're eating healthy and they're working out and consuming water and doing all the right things, that if you're curvy, hey, you're sexy and you're beautiful too. So I just started doing fashion shows and photo shoots. And I necessarily didn't work with professional models. I also gave opportunities to the common women, the women that saw it on social media. Hey, what are you doing? Is there any way I can be part of it? Oh, am I too old? And I'm like, no, you're not too old. So I've worked with women as young as 18 to in their 40s that have been part of our photo shoots and fashion shows and exhibitions. And it has been an incredible journey. Just last summer, we launched an online boutique. So we work with many vendors and we have all different types of styles and clothing and accessories that are in style for women that are curvy. And it has just been great. The fact that we hear, I've never been part of a photo shoot or I've never had my makeup done this way. I feel so beautiful. And that to me is more rewarding than anything else that you can get from anyone, that you were a part of a positive impact in someone's life, that you created and made someone feel beautiful just by simply giving them an opportunity to shine. So that's what we strive to do in Loving Curves Collective, give opportunity, empower, and embrace women with curves.
That's amazing. And I am looking at your online boutique as you speak. And I'm wondering, where do you get these calls? So you have different vendors, but it's just the various designers?
It's a whole bunch to even sit down and name, but it's a whole bunch of vendors. We kind of pick and choose between myself and one of my stylists, which is my sister. What is trending and what is not.
Keep it in the family, people.
Yes.
My stylist, who is my cousin, is right there in the booth.
Oh, that's great.
She's my pseudo stylist because I don't give her enough opportunity to style me, but I have to.
Yeah.
I have to let go a little bit of the control.
So what we do is we look for things that are trending. We try to work with other vendors and see what they have that will fit a woman with curves. We try it on our models, and if it looks good, looks great, we pitch it and we sell it. So that's pretty much what we do. And this is a family business. That's amazing. A very loving team, like our name, Loving Curves Collective. My husband is my right hand, my partner.
Is he Will Castillo?
Will Castillo.
I'm all up in it.
Yes. Will Castillo, he's my husband and the VP and the person who has been so supportive through this journey. My sister, she's a stylist. She also does hair. She's multi-talented. My cousin does social media. That's amazing. Family business. And
that's Latino. That's real Latino. We keep it in the family, let me tell you. I'm looking at a very, very cute outfit right now. It is, I can't rock this because I'm short. Mm-hmm. So it is the crop top floral with the long floral skirt. Mm-hmm. People, you got to go to lovingcurvescollective.com for this. It's really cute. And I don't know if I could rock this. I would have to wear the biggest heels. My boyfriend will see this and be like, you look like a vieja. Take it off. You look like you're wearing pajamas. That's what he would tell me.
A nice belt. Some really high heels. And you'll work the room.
He likes it when I wear tight stuff.
Well, some spandex will do if it's a long shirt.
Oh, yeah. As long as if I'm wearing leggings every day, all day, he's like, hey, I love that outfit. I'm like, it cost me $10. Doesn't matter. Everything's tight. So why do you think men love women with curves so much? So you have this thing. Your man, you know, you got him. You have curves. What is it? Especially Latino men. Latino men have discarded me most of my life because I'm not that curvy. Makes sense that my boyfriend's Filipino. Sorry, boo, you're Vietnamese and Puerto Rican. I was like, it's like Puerto Ricans and Dominicans are not the same. Neither are Filipino and Vietnamese. No. But you know, he likes petite women. But
le gustan agarrar.
Is that what it is?
They love something to grab.
Yes.
Yes, and the more they have, the better it is. At least that's what they say.
That's what they say. And you know what? Latino men, even if they're short, they want a woman who's a woman.
Yes.
A woman.
Yes.
And yeah, it's all good. It's all right. I'm not bitter anymore. I used to go to Dominican Republic and feel really bad about myself.
Why? You're gorgeous.
Because they would be like, come.
Yeah, that's the typical Dominican.
And you know, it's funny. I think that's why I have been always hit on by Puerto Rican men, because maybe it's a stereotype, but Puerto Rican men have always loved me because I'm petite. Mm-hmm. Dominican men, not so much. And I don't know about other cultures, but Puerto Rican men in general love themselves a petite woman.
Interesting.
That's all I'm saying. You also have a blog.
Yes.
So what do you have on your blog?
Well, what we do in the lovingcurvescollective.co blog is that we put all types of beauty products that are coming out and that are currently trending. So if Lancome comes out with new products, if you want to get the look, the red carpet look, women love that stuff.
And you know about the red carpet look because
yes.
you're often on the red carpet.
Yes. So if you want that red carpet look, most likely you will find it on lovingcurvescollective.co, and we'll tell you the step-by-step process of how to get the hair or how to get the makeup look that you want.
So the best tip for women to help them love themselves and their curves so they can go out there and be confident and just really attract the right type of man and the right type of love. What's that?
This is only one life and there's only one you. And you have to embrace your uniqueness. And you have to embrace who you are. Love yourself first so that others can love you. And know that you're sexy and you're beautiful. Everyone has sexiness inside. It's just a matter of bringing it out.
And everybody has insecurities.
Absolutely. We all do.
You know, it doesn't matter if you are America's Next Top Model, Gisele Bündchen, whoever you are. Trust me, Gisele Bündchen, as much as she looks amazing on her Instagram pictures and on her former Victoria's Secret, she doesn't have Victoria's Secret anymore, I'm sure she has an insecurity about something.
Absolutely. I mean, and please, ladies, stop comparing yourself to J-Lo.
Oh, my God. Bravo.
Stop comparing yourself to J-Lo and Beyonce and every other.
J-Lo is kind of hot.
She is hot.
I give J-Lo props all day, every day on the show.
Yes, I think she's
J-Lo,
amazing.
come on the show so I can kiss your booty, literally.
I think J-Lo is amazing. She's
right.
a very beautiful and sexy Latina.
Is she considered curvy?
No, she is more on the petite side. I think before, when she had the bigger badunkadunk, yes.
Right, when she started on as a fly girl.
Yes.
She was curvy.
And when she was with Diddy.
Right.
But now she's more on the petite side.
She's lost a lot of weight.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. She's talented. She's rich. So I tell people, stop comparing yourself to celebrities, whether they're curvy or they're not. You're you. Bring out your uniqueness. Bring out your spark. You know, and try to find out what fits you and dress according to your body. I think that's super important. Presentation is key. Your image, please use it the right way.
Yes.
In every way, shape, or form. Not just the way we dress, but the way we present ourselves
right.
in social media. Let's empower each other more the same way we do with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, shine with your own light. We all have it.
We do. I love that. shine bright like a diamond. I just got Rihanna in my head. Rihanna, also a former curvy woman who is now very petite, is in my head. So yes, I love the fact that Loving Curves Collective is about woman empowerment. It's an online store. Please go to lovingcurvescollective. Is it .com or .co?
.co.
.co. So it's lovingcurvescollective.co. I think it's an amazing mission. Where else can they find you on Instagram, Twitter?
On Facebook, we are Loving Curves Collective. On Instagram, we're Loving Curves Collective. And on Twitter, we're Loving Curves.
Well, I'm loving my curves, even though they're a little bit little. It doesn't matter. I'm still loving myself right now. Listen, don't go anywhere. Again, phone lines are open. You can give us a call at 888-411-7242. That's 888-411-7242. Coming up, we are talking to